Hey Tyler, welcome to the Thanksgiving holiday edition of Coffee with Podge. We're going to call this one Cocktails with Podge as well. So it's the Thanksgiving edition. I decided I would do this episode about gratitude for obvious reasons. Of course, the thing I find so ironic about me talking to you about gratitude is that you're the one that taught me gratitude. Of course, you don't realize that. But honestly, you really were the first thing that I can think of that I truly felt grateful for. I think, just rushing through life, I just didn't think that way. And then once you were born, that kind of changed. Anyway, so as I was doing a little bit of research about doing this little podcast, I came across a couple of things that I thought were interesting that I'd pass along. One, again, it's going to sound a little cliche, that in order to be great, you have to have gratitude. But the reason why I thought made a lot of sense, that finding gratitude just makes space because when you're in a state of appreciation, I think it gives you a view of the world that's one of abundance. And I think that's just such an important thing about finding happiness in life is being able to view the world that way. Another thing that I came across that I thought was interesting that, again, when I heard someone else said it, it made a lot of sense, but I wouldn't have occurred to me, is what blocks gratitude and vice versa. And what I mean by that is what this guy was saying is when you're either angry or when you're afraid, you can't be grateful. But I think you can flip that around, and the process of finding gratitude in things, I think, can shake your fear and can also sort of help you bring down any anger you're feeling. Look, some of this shouldn't be news to you, and I know sometimes it's just about being reminded of things. But when you've done your trips abroad, doing service trips, one of the things that always struck me when I met, really, really dirt poor people in third world countries from my own travels, that really surprised me the most was how happy everyone seemed. And they seemed to be really grateful for everything that they had. And you just don't see that when I worked in homeless shelters or soup kitchens or volunteered. I didn't see that same level of happiness. And I think that it's mostly about having gratitude for what you have. And I just feel like, unfortunately, in our culture, sort of one of entitlement, it doesn't lend itself that well to that. The other thing I was thinking about is, you sort of had a fair number of reminders lately um, about being grateful for things. Thinking your mom was maybe sicker than she was, and now you know she's going to be fine. The stuff that's just happened with Adam's mom. I mean, it's so easy, things that you just take for granted, whether it's your friends, your family, parents, siblings. You just take things for granted because they're there every day, and then some days maybe they won't be. And so, really trying to take time, stop, and have gratitude is just such an important thing. But like most things, you can just hope to feel grateful, or you can try to have a little bit more of a plan for it. So I don't know if you remember, but when I sent you that care package back a couple of months ago, one of the things I included in there was a journaling book. And so if you still have it, dust it off, and maybe tomorrow for your first day of class, it literally only takes 3 minutes. You just write, three things you're grateful for, three things you're trying to get done that day. The really quick 3 minute journaling thing is really effective. And I know for myself, just taking a couple of minutes to do that in the beginning of the day, it just sets your day off on the right foot. I mean, it's so easy to get caught up in. I mean, look, I think as human beings, and I know myself, I'm a very analytical person. And so when you're that way, you're sort of naturally drawn to problem solving, which means you're looking for the thing that's broken, you're looking for the thing that's wrong. And while that's an important, coping and survival strategy for life, it isn't necessarily the best one for maximizing your happiness. And so I think, having a process and really trying to focus your energy on, starting your day by journaling for 3 minutes about some things to be grateful for, and just trying to find some moments during the day to find some gratitude for your friends, your family, your school and all that. I mean, just think about, a huge upgrade from, being like really not wanting to go home to your room because of your old roommate, and now your roommate, your roommate's with your best friend. And so it's just a huge improvement, something that every day you could find some gratitude just right there alone. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving. So sorry we didn't get to spend it together this year, but I love you, I miss you, and I can't wait to see you in a few weeks. Bye, honey.